Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Beauty School Bobbi podcast. Today, I'm so excited for you to meet two of my favorite people. I got to interview Preston and Summer Wilson, who were actually brought into my life because they were opening a beauty school. So 15 years ago, they had an idea to open up a beauty school, and a friend connected us. And since then, we have been going through this journey together, and I finally got to see the school. So the school is about to open in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we got to tour the Paramount Institute of Cosmetic Arts, and along the drive on the way to the school, we got to talk and really hear the story about where this is all coming from and what the goal is for the school. So Preston and Summer are two people that I connected with because of the passion that they have for the beauty industry. They already own multiple salons near Charlotte, North Carolina, as well as a barber shop. And they are doing really incredible things to change their community. They've opened salon suites. They've opened a co-working space. They are working on opening a speakeasy. So these two are just full speed ahead. And my weekends and the time that we have been able to spend there with them while this is all happening have been some of my favorite times in this life. And every time feels so special. This time was extra special because we actually got to go and tour the school. So the incredible thing about this school is that it's actually in a church building that is over 100 years old. So they have preserved the stained glass windows, and a lot of the items that were in the church, they have been able to save and restore. So the salon floor area is actually in where the sanctuary was. So it's just incredible to be in this space, and it's absolutely beautiful. So to watch these two really be able to pour their heart and soul into this, and then to really get to be able to talk about the people that are going to come in and the lives that they're going to be able to impact in this space was just so incredible. So much so that I even cried at the end. So if you watch the full episode, you'll get to see that. But I just am so thankful for God bringing these two into our lives. We've been able to grow in our friendship so much, but also just with our families. When we go over to Charlotte, we have planned time for us to do things with our families while we're over there. And then Evan and Aaron Silver, who own Silver Salon, as well as the Refine Network, they live in Greenville, South Carolina. So they come over and stay with us also. The weekends are always just filled with so much laughter, staying up way too late. So we are always so exhausted coming back from our trips, but it will be conversations at 1 a.m. on the front porch about our businesses, about what we're doing, and just the feedback that we are able to get from each other is really, really incredible. So it is so amazing that we get to share this story with you. It is one that I swear for years I've been dreaming of, the drive to the school, of sitting down with Summer and really talking to her about what she wants for this space. So again, this episode means a little more to me, probably than most, but I'm really excited for you all to see this space. And I'm really excited for a school that has the heart that we have at TSB behind it. And just getting to work with them through this process has been amazing. I selfishly feel like there is a little piece of me there, and I am so excited to see it open and for it to be so successful. Although this is a big moment, we're still even talking on the phone the day after we left to talk about what else we want to do and all of the other things that they're going to be able to create in this space. So this is so exciting. I cannot wait for you all to see this, and I hope that you love it all as much as I do. You'll notice that this episode is a little bit different. So Preston is a little camera shy, but I wanted to make sure that we got to talk about his part of the school, and the vision that he has for it. When you see the space, you will understand that Preston is somebody that truly puts everything that he has into his buildings. So from the salons that they have, I mean, he is just somebody that has so much attention to detail. And I wanted to get a chance to talk to him. And again, like to hear his side of this and how all of this came about. And so one of the things that we love to do when we go visit is we love to drive, and we'll always plan a dinner, and just driving through these little towns with 90s country music playing has always been so special. So we actually got to record on the way to the school. So you will see our drive, and then you'll see us actually getting to see the school for the first time. So you're going to get to see some behind the scenes of the school while we're talking to Summer as well. So if you are listening to this on a podcast, I highly encourage you to go watch the YouTube video, because there is so much more to see, I think, if you're watching more than listening. So definitely check it out on YouTube if you are not watching now. But this format is a little bit different. It is more of a documentary style, which is something we've actually talked about exploring and doing more. So this was just our first step. Mark actually, like the week before we went on this trip, bought all of the equipment that we needed to be able to record in the car. So again, this is just something fun and different for us. And I hope that you guys love it too. So we are on our way to Pica, and I want to know about if you remember the first time that you ever drove to the school. Like, do you remember the first time driving to the church?
Like driving by it, or like when it caught my attention?
Memory of seeing the church. Like, when was that?
Okay. So, I'll say it caught it. I drove that road quite a bit, just going between two cities. I mean, it's just a cut-through road. But one day the whole road caught my attention. And that particular building stood out to me. And I remember just pulling in the parking lot and sitting there and, just thinking about that building and the potential of that building and what it could be. And, at that time we had been talking a lot about the school and starting a school. And so I thought, man, this could be it.
So when you were there, you kind of had the idea for the school already. So you were already thinking, like, I need a place for this, but then it was like, this is it. Like, this is where we need to be.
Yeah, like we were 15 years into the idea, but but yeah, over recent months, we really had started to think about it.
So what is it about the school? Like, what was the feeling when you went in for the first time? Like, how did you get access to go in? Like, What was the first time that you, like, stepped foot in? How long from you, like, seeing it and being like, whoa, this is something, to the day that you, like, walked through the door?
Oh, yeah. So it was a little bit of a trick. So the building wasn't for sale. And I had to go, first I had to figure out, how was the building active? And so I spent a few weeks going over there and seeing if, were they having church there? And I'd go sit and listen to our church online, sit in the parking lot. And nobody ever showed up. So then I had to track down who owned the building, and found out that a close friend of mine had relationships with some people that did own the building. So I pulled him in, and he made some phone calls, and he got it set up for us to go tour the building.
Mm-hmm. And so what did it look like when you went in? Like, original, like, day one? Like, what did the building look like?
A mess.
Like, just, like, dilapidated, falling down?
Yeah,
kind of like, it feels like what you go into now all the time. Like, it seems like that's the buildings that you find. Yeah. But it was, how long had it been not abandoned, but how long had it been since it was being used?
It probably hadn't been occupied in 5 years, but prior to that, used by a ministry that was serving the homeless. And so it got a lot of wear and tear in that. And the property did too. It became a homeless camp for a period of time. And the city kind of made that go away. But when we went in there, I mean, ironically, it was a rainy season too. But I mean, the basement was full of water. Mold. I've never seen mold grow the way it was growing in there, like the length of my arm.
Oh,
It was interesting. And just pouring in the four corners of the building. I mean, the roof was coming in several places, so it was rough.
and who owned it?
It was a church, a denomination, a local church owned it.
But just for the sake of like the charities that they were doing?
Well, they had relocated to another facility because this facility it's a historic building that just required too much to keep up.
Okay.
So they went to another facility that didn't require quite as much. And I think they were just in a place where they were trying to figure out what to do with it. And we went to them and approached them about selling it. And at the time it wasn't for sale. And through some conversation, we were able to negotiate a purchase.
And that was how long ago?
Gosh, how long ago was that, Summer?
Was it like a year ago?
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
Okay.
Maybe a little over a year ago, yeah.
So everything that we're about to see has happened really quickly. I know that since that time of that you going there and it kind of drawing you in, all that, you've probably driven this drive hundreds of times.
Oh, yeah.
And going now to be like, this is, going to be open soon and this is going to be something so good. Like, what does that look like for you? Like, what does it feel like to be like, we made it this way? Were there times that you were like, it's not going to happen? Like, it's just not going to work out. We're not going to do it.
Yeah, there have been times over the last 15 years. This is like the longest probably dream we've had. I mean, wouldn't you think? I mean, so yeah, this is a little bit surreal for us to just see this come. Like, I'll come over here and just see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, the place is incredible.
So with your idea of doing it in a church, I know that obviously your faith and God being a part of this is something that's really important to you, and I know that you've done certain things to keep the part of the church that's, the stained glass windows and the pulpit. Like, I love that you've done things to preserve that. Have you had moments of, kind of witnessing God work in a different way while you've been working on this project?
Yeah, over and over and over and over. And yeah, we've tried to, like, in everything we've done, we tried to, like, just kind of honor the history of and we told the church that was going to be our goal, was to just really honor the history of that building in as many ways as we could through fixtures. And I mean, we even cut out a big piece of flooring that was under the pulpit, and we intend to hang that big circle of flooring on the wall in there. But just a lot of different things that we've tried to do to preserve some of that history. But yeah, I've seen God do so many things along the way. I mean, even recently, when we first bought the building, I went in there and we took, usually when we buy a building, we haven't talked about this before, but I'll go in there, I've got this little bottle of oil that when I was a teenager, we would take these, I took this maple syrup bottle from Cracker Barrel and kept this bottle and filled it up with oil, and I've had it since I was a teenager in my truck. Well, anyway, I took it in there before we bought the building, prayed about the building, and used that oil in there. And but anyway, recently, just going through some vintage cosmetology stuff, it was just all in those cosmetology little bottles of, I don't know, like hair dyes, vintage things. I pulled out one little bottle of Cracker Barrel maple syrup in all those bottles. I mean, how that gets in there.
That's crazy.
And it was just a reminder that, you know what, it started, one thing about, it wasn't about us to start with. You know, we prayed for this building, and God gave us this building. And it was just another reminder of, like, he made this provision all along the way. And he gave me that bottle as another bottle as a reminder that, hey, I brought you this far, and it's still going to be about, you know, just keep your head on straight. It's still about everybody else and how the lives are going to be changed through this.
I feel like you all, in getting to know you guys over the last few years and seeing the way that you all like pour into your staff and you pour into the people that are working with you in all of the different businesses that you have, I think that this way is going to be so different. I feel like this way, with who you're going to be able to help and just the different ways that you're going to be able to affect lives, is going to be, I don't want to say more significant, because it all matters and it's all like so good, but I do feel like that there is something about what you guys are doing here that feels like it's going to just be different. And when you think about going into the school, because I know that we've talked about how, like, you know, you'll do your builds and you've got your process of how things go once things are open. What is your vision of what it is going to look like in there, going in to see students and all of that? Like, what's your hope for all of this? I know that even now you're like, this is worth it, and I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and all that stuff, but what is something that you can think about that's like, I'm just really excited to see this happen there?
I mean, I'm mostly excited to see, like, the after product, you know, like when they graduate. I mean, in, you know, 3, 4, 5 years later, like what God's done with their lives, you know, that they were where they came from, you know, and they came through this school, and then what God's done through their lives financially, how they're impacting communities just by being a part of this community of PICA, you know, the culture that we're able to create there. And I don't know, I just feel like it's going to make a big difference. And, you know, I know that they're going to do incredible work, and we're going to put beautiful people all over the streets. But I think we're going to change. There's going to be a lot of lives changed in this.
You're putting this in a location that is it's being rebuilt right now, and you're a big part of that. You all have done so much in Gastonia. When we were going to the other locations, it feels different than when you get to like this school, when you see, you know, the main street where your other businesses are, and then to this, it feels different. What do you think the effect's going to be of having the school on that street? What do you think is going to come around it? What does like 10 years look like around that for you?
Yeah, I really think 3 years, you know, it'll be a different environment there.
I like that you say 3, because for anyone else, like a normal amount of time would be 10, but the way that you guys are, you said 3 because it'll be done in 2 seconds. You're like, the whole area will be different because it's us doing it. Like, that's so real. What is something about the school or this project that has like made an impact on you? Like, had you not done this project, is there something that has happened already that has made you different or affected your life in a different way?
Well, what I've loved about it is like the building itself being, you know, we're people that are strong in our faith, and so it's been just really refreshing to do a building that is so centered around faith, and so, such a deep 100 years saturated, in that, and just all the discoveries we've made and in it, and learning and messing with stained glass and all these different things. That's been a lot of fun. I think we also have property around it too, so that it's been different to we don't necessarily have a plan for the property that is around it. We've had some ideas, and usually, like, I'm gun-ho and go into something with a strong plan, and I don't like to let a lot of daylight go by without getting started on something.
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular one, I feel like the building's so special, the project's so special, that I want to see the project, see Pica in operation, to see what should be around it to complement it. I don't know yet, but I know that whatever it is, it needs to be special too.
Is this the first church? I know that there are other things happening, but is this the first church that you've redone, worked in, restored?
Well, we do a lot of work for churches.
Yeah. But
it's the first time we've repurposed, we've repurposed meals for churches and stuff like that. But it's the first time we've gone into a historic church and revitalized it for something else, for a new purpose. And I just love that it's still that church was there and made such an impact in the community. We've had so many people in the community just walk in the building as we were doing the project and just tell us stories of how their lives were changed through that church being there as they were kids and stuff. But we don't feel like it ended. So now that we feel like we're continuing that, we're continuing to change the community.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool to see the clientele come in and be able to be there, people whose grandparents probably went to church there as kids, and they're going to get to be able to be there. I didn't even think about maybe not even as students. I mean, I think it'll happen with students for sure, but even to be able to go back into that building, I think we all have that, the churches that we grew up in, and hopefully you have a happy memory of that. I know that's not everyone's story, but the wish would be that is to be able to go back in and see it in a different way that's actually being used, instead of seeing it as this old abandoned building, and seeing it all fixed up. And it's gonna be so amazing for people to get to be back inside of that. Now, with the stained glass and stuff that you all have preserved, how much of that did you have to replace? I know there was a day where one fell, something fell out. Was that the only one that you had?
Yeah, I mean, we've made some repairs, but I mean, I probably got years ahead of me of continual repairs. There's still quite a bit of stained glass repairs we need to make. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a traumatic day to walk in and one of those huge stained glass windows be laying in the floor.
Yeah. I feel like I've never heard, I mean, this is just such a different idea of having it in an old church, and just the way, I think one of the pictures you all sent, you could see the light coming in on the salon floor, and I'm really, really excited for those days and through the different times of year that you'll be able to see how it changes. It's always going to be different, the different time of day that you're in there. I just think the light's going to be so different too. So I'm excited to see all of that. I think I don't know, it's just so special, and it feels like this is something really big.
Yeah, the salon floor is beautiful. It's to have that many windows all around the place. I mean, there's days where you can go in there, you don't even need to turn the lights on. I mean, it's just so bright in there. And generally we're trying to load up a salon floor with track lights all over the place.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any windows.
Yeah.
So.
What is your favorite spot?
In the building? Mm-hmm. Probably dead center of that Well, I don't know. I love the lobby too. I love to walk in. I love the old church lights that we've hung all in the lobby from the ceiling, and then we've the pulpit that we rebuilt to be the reception desk. The kind of the waiting area that we've been working on, that's old pews. We've used like communion tables and stuff for the reception. I mean, for the retail area. The lobby, the entrance is pretty cool.
It's the first, I feel like, most important thing too. That first step in, to be able to set the tone for, you know, the school and the students and the people that are coming in. I know that front desk person is so important. And I think having that where you've kept the pieces of the church there, it's so awesome. I'm so excited. I feel like it's been, has it been like a year since we came to see it?
Yeah, it's been, yep.
And that was
your birthday a year ago.
Yeah, and we couldn't even go in at that time. But even something about driving by it was like, whoa, something is happening here. And the neighbors, the people around you have been so excited.
Oh, yeah, they've been amazing. Yeah, we've had tremendous support from the city, from just the state level historic preservation. I mean, just all kinds of support.
Now, you've obviously, like with owning salons and barbershops, saw a need for this. Like you said, you all have been talking about doing this for a really long time. Having this level of education is obviously really important as well. Like the building's exciting and all of that stuff, but really elevating who is coming out of beauty school, and being able to do more for obviously your businesses, but just for the community in general. Do you think that's going to be welcome by everyone also?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to.
Oh my gosh. No, like it's crazy. Wait, the building next door? I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's the
office.
Yeah,
right?
that's the administrative building.
All right, let's go inside and check it out. Hey everyone, we are here officially.
Finally.
In the Paramount Institute of Cosmetic Arts School. And this is something that we've been talking about for so long. So to actually like be here in this moment has been like just holding back tears for the last hour. And I feel like I'm trying not to cry until maybe like after, but I'm so excited to be here. I'm here with my bestie, Summer Wilson, who is co-founder of this amazing school. This is actually the reason that we met, because you had this dream to open a school, and to actually be here in the building on the salon floor is so incredible.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for recording with me. Thank you for my birthday weekend.
Yes.
It's been the best weekend ever. I'm so happy that we were able to do this like at the same time. And I'm like overwhelmed with emotions of like happiness for you to see this all like come together. And I'm already crying. I was like, we're not gonna cry. But I'm so excited that we're able to talk in this space. And again, just for it to be so new and for it to be the first time that we're in here together, I really wanted to make sure that we were able to talk. So this is a new school in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is a school that is absolutely unlike anything else anywhere. And I think that what's going to happen here is going to be so different than anywhere else. So I'm really excited to introduce you all to this space, and to Summer and to Preston and to their family and at the beginning of this journey, because this is definitely something that's going to be a long journey. So Summer, what has this process been for you? I know that you've had this idea for so long. It's been a minute since you were in
Yes.
beauty school.
Yes.
So to go back and be like, I know that when most people leave beauty school, they're like, okay, I'm done. We're never doing that again. And now you're about to change your world
Yes.
into being in beauty school like full time. So what has this been like?
It's definitely stretched me to do things and learn things that I don't know how to do, and still I'm a little bit nervous to do. We have the salons, but it's much different than running the salons or even how the salons operate. So just learning the expectations, the curriculum, just the things that the state requires has been really hard.
Yeah, it's a whole different world. I feel like what's crazy about this is because you are so successful in the salon world. So you have how many salons, and then barber, like tell us about all the things that you have beauty industry wise currently that are running and operating in addition to this.
So we have 3 salons, a spa and a barber shop, and and now a beauty school.
So with adding this in, I know it obviously there's intention behind it of like, obviously you want people in your area. There's not a lot of options right now for getting beauty school students that are the level that you want them to be at when you're getting them. Obviously, you choosing a curriculum and being able to have the say over what they're learning and how they're being taught, like, will help you in your salon. You know what salons are looking for.
Yes.
So you're able to say, this is what you need to be ready to be out of school because you have this understanding. I think what's so amazing is most people, I know that there's probably a lot of people listening or watching right now that are like, it's my dream to have multiple locations. It's my dream to have a barbershop and a salon, or a salon and a spa, or whatever.
Yes.
It mostly stops there. There's not a lot of people that are like, I want to add beauty school into this. So what is it that is driving you and pulling you to want to add this to the workload that you're already carrying?
For us, I feel like, for the past 15 years that we've been dreaming about the school, it's always been not even necessarily about perfecting the craft of the beauty school student when they come out, but like building up their confidence. And like for me personally, I was always a person that felt like overlooked or unseen my whole life, and not necessarily by my family, but just in general, in my first job, or it was just somebody was always before me. And my mom said that the first time I had a pair of scissors in my hands, like I lit up and I looked different. Like I looked like I was confident finally. And so for me, that's what I really want. I want to be able to like find those hidden gems in these students and build them up and teach them about business and financial literacy so that when they go out, they actually feel like they can be a confident business owner and be proud of who they are, and they're not just a hairdresser. Because I feel like that's the label that we get.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like for you to be in the business, like bringing in that experience, like you're the perfect person to be able to show them that and to really build them up. And, women, men, like everybody, I think it's really important for the young stylists coming in, the people, and meaning young, like in the industry, like new people to the beauty industry, that you're teaching them all of those things in the beginning. Like a lot of people say, like, with beauty school, it's just pass a board. And I just know that there is so much that you all are doing like behind the scenes to make sure that it's so much more than that. I mean, just from meetings and conversations that we've had, or text messages about, what about this or what about that? And I just know that there's so much care there beyond just what state board is requiring of you. And I know that that is something that's going to separate you for sure in this area. I think a lot of people that we've met across the country kind of feel the same way as you. Is they're like, there's not an option of a school that we're like, yes, go there. I mean, there's places that you're like, well, this is better than this one, or I feel confident going here. But I know in Charlotte, speak to that a little bit about what it's kind of like out there and what the other schools are like.
Right. Well, in our area, like currently in our county, in Gaston County, we have 0 cosmetology schools that we are aware of. So if there are some, I missed it. But the last cosmetology school closed October of 2023. That was in our county. And which is so funny is because that is 2 months after I met you.
That's so crazy.
And I just met you so I could learn more and you could mentor me. But
And 'cause we were like supposed to
yeah,
be in each
and
other's
we're
lives and all sisters. Okay.
uh,
We're like, what are we talking about at school? Like when?
um, so the options now are community college, which we get a lot of our stylists from the community college, and they're great. The only problem with it is in our area is it's 30 minutes away. So it's not just down the street. And then the other options are in Charlotte, which is also 30 minutes away. Um, and with that, it's either you go to a big brand school, that's very expensive, or you go to the community college, which a lot of people can afford, but it also takes 2 years to go through the community college because it's like semesters,
Okay.
like a
I
college
didn't
would be.
realize that. Actually, I didn't realize that that's how it was.
So and then with this just being our dream for so long, it felt like the right time.
Yeah. And it's incredible what you've built and the care and the thought that you all have put behind every single thing that we're seeing, from the classrooms, from the design of like where the lockers are going to go, and all of those little things that you're like, it's to the students isn't something that you would think that the school owners are so worried about. But just when we walked in, I mean, seeing the stations and seeing the mirrors and matching the stained glass windows and like all of it, there's just so much attention here that it feels it's hard to believe that you're in a beauty school. And I think that you and I have had so many conversations about how beauty school can be different, and that it needs to be different. There are changes that we both agree like need to happen in beauty schools. And I think creating these different spaces that are not just cookie cutter, or they're not just like, okay, it looks like a salon, that there's like special touches in there is just so incredible. And it's a feeling that I know. I was just saying before we started recording that everyone that walks in the door is going to be like you're going to have years of people walking in and just being like, what is this? Like, what's happening? And I think that it immediately feels welcoming, like even just without people in here. Okay. So imagine with people and things happening, but just it feels like home. It feels warm and inviting and just comfortable in here. And I think that space and seeing like where the culture of the school goes is really, really exciting for me. What do you picture that looking like when you like close your eyes and you're like, I can see it all happening? What does it look like for you?
It's funny because a long time ago, when I decided to step away from the chair, before that even, I had a picture of myself and it was almost as an instructor or a dream. It was a dream, really. And I had a clipboard in my hand, and I was like going down the line, like checking things. And so I just go back to that dream. It's like it was full, it was bustling, and I'm like checking. And so I would love for myself to be out here on the salon floor and be a part of all that is happening.
Yeah. I can see you like bopping around here, like with everybody like coming in the morning and like getting their stuff set up and clients coming in. It's fun. That's like exactly what I see you doing is walking around and going down the hallway that we were just in and going in the classrooms and all of that.
Yeah, I definitely want to do morning hugs and kisses and coffee and all that.
Morning hugs and kisses and coffee. I love that. Now, when you are, again, thinking about the purpose behind this, I know we talked with Preston a little bit about how all this happened. I mean, we're sitting in an old church that it feels like there was definitely a church here, but it feels like weirdly that this is what has been like meant to be here. Does that feel like, is that the feeling you had when you came in? Because I didn't get to see it inside as the church. It just really feels like this is what was supposed to be in here. I mean, we're looking at old pictures like just a second ago and like, oh yeah, this is the balcony and this is, everything that was here, but it just feels like it fits.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it fits. No, I'm not the visionary, so all I saw was red carpet and it was dirty. But I know that Preston can take something like that and just make it beautiful and really give honor to what the structure was to begin with. So
Yeah, I feel like there's already just a lot of soul in this place. Like there's already just a lot of heart already, and that's not normally like a new build what you feel.
Yeah.
And I know Preston has said like there's, decorations that need to go up, and there's obviously it's not 100% finished. I think you could open tomorrow and it would be great and everyone would love it. But I know that there's extra touches that you want to put on, but those little things are going to matter so much to the students. And I think like everything that you're doing right now, prepping for that first group, prepping for like the first people that are coming in here, is just incredible. And I'm so, so excited for all of that. I want to know what you're looking forward to most.
I'm looking forward to having like an open house, like a grand opening, just for people to come in and see what has been done and what we can offer. And you were talking earlier about it looks more like a salon than a school, and I like that for the students because I want them to be proud, like to show their families and their friends where they come to school and how nice it is. Because we could easily have the basic shampoo bowls and all that, but we want it to be the full experience for the student and the guests. And
I think sometimes we say like about how like the students haven't always seen high-end salons. Like they're going to feel the same way about this. Like some of them have not been in spaces that are this nice, that are this high-end, like that's going to be a first for them also. Which not even just the guests to be like, wow, I go to a really nice place. Yeah. But for the students to be proud of that. I didn't even think of that. I think that's awesome. Yeah. I love that so much. I think that there's going to be a lot of change in the next year, and there's going to be a lot happening, all at one time. I think that I can't wait to see the way that this grows, and I can't wait to see people actually like sitting in the classrooms and seeing all the videos that they're making and the first graduation. Like, have you even thought about that yet?
Yeah, all the time.
Like, I can't even like imagine that in a year from now, literally could be the first graduation, which we were just talking about. A year was like when we saw this place, and it was not this, and just how much can change.
You'll be here interviewing the first graduate.
Yes, that's a dream. I love that. So Summer, when you announced this to the people that are working for you currently, so at all the salons and barbershop, spa, all of that, what was their initial reaction?
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's been so happy about this.
Yes. So they know that we have talked about it for so long. And, many times, even right when we started dreaming about it, we thought that it was going to happen. And so just, not let down, because it's really been just waiting for the perfect, but time after time we thought, oh, this is the one, or we'll do it here or there. And now it's like, no, this is it. And they're really excited for us.
Yeah. So are you going to do a time for them to see it, like alone for them to do?
Just for our company.
Yeah. I feel like all of them are going to be like, okay, I want to get my instructor's license. Like I want to work here. Like that's literally what's going to happen.
So.
When we can look back and watch this, I know that we're going to be like, we're just like so proud of what you've accomplished, but already just sitting here, I am so proud of you. And I'm so excited for what's going to happen here and for just all of the greatness that you are, because I know how hard you've worked on this. And I can't wait to follow up with you about it. And I can't wait to do our episode where the first class is graduating, and that we really can be here and be a part of that. But I think just having someone else in the industry that cares about students as much as I do. And I'm just really excited for everyone that gets to be a part of this and it gets to come into school here. So I'm just so thankful for you. And I just love you so much.
I love you. Thank you for saying yes to that random girl that just called.
I love you.
I love you.